Hi, welcome to Superhero Rundown. I'm Jess, and today we're finally going to talk about whatever the hell's going on with Justice League. I'm not... You know what? Hold on. I need an aid. Alright then. Let's do this. So to preface this, a lot of people will probably be like, what about Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, and Wonder Woman? Those came first, Jess. Look, it's important to understand origins, but given what we got at San Diego Comic-Con this year with the Aquaman and Shazam trailers, I figured it'd be best to work backwards from a logical starting point. Justice League is a step in the right direction. It isn't the worst of the franchise, but it's not the best either. While I agree there may be some redeeming qualities to some of the entries here, it should go without saying that all of these lead to Justice League in some way. There's cameos in Suicide Squad from the heroes that tie it to the DCEU. Yup, Jared Leto's Joker is canon in this universe, still. In order to understand why this movie is difficult, no, weird, no, interesting, trying too hard, yeah, there we go. In order to understand why this movie is trying too hard, we have to look at it in the context of what in the superhero genre had already come out by this point. Yeah, no, there's no way in hell they're gonna top that. I mean, if you think about it, Thor Ragnarok is nuanced and talks about displacement and refugees. And Justice League talks about... I'm just saying, if you're going to try and compete with Marvel, maybe not go Superman movie, Batman v Superman movie, where there's a lady that drives the plot, whatever they were trying to do with Suicide Squad and the Joker, and the only good movie to come out of it thus far. Also, why is Steve Trevor alive in 1984? I need answers, Patty Jenkins. Tell me. Tell me now. So, let's dive into this and figure out why it exists. This is Justice League. We don't explain it. So we start out with the Marvel title sequence with DC characters. I mean, Marvel has been getting it right lately, so far be it from me to not let them have this one. Oh, and before anyone says anything about that mustache controversy, yeah, a multi-million-dollar franchise definitely screwed up Henry Cavill's mustache that he was filming Mission Impossible Fallout with. Is it a crime? Probably not, but I will say this might be the least annoying thing in the movie thus far for me, even if it cost the studio $3 million. I'm not really going to recount the events of Justice League scene by scene. Instead, I'm going to sum up the plot and then talk about what's wrong with this movie and where we can go from here based on what we've seen in Aquaman and Shazam. Okay, so Steppenwolf is a boring, no-personality villain whose parademons are attempting to find the Mother Boxes, these mystical items that terraform planets. Anyway, the Atlanteans have one, and so do the Amazons, and also the Green Lantern Corps was involved somehow, apparently. They never explain it. Superman's death from Batman v Superman Dawn of Wonder Woman triggers the Mother Boxes to reactivate, and the parademons go on the hunt for them so they can perform the Unity. Yeah, they don't really explain that. Hippolyta warns Wonder Woman when Steppenwolf shows up to take the Mother Box from Themyscira, which... Why are they all wearing skimpy armor? Nope, we can talk about that later. So anyway, Wonder Woman and Bruce, who basically tortured a guy when a parademon showed up, decide to recruit the other Justice League members. Bruce grabs Aquaman, who wants nothing to do with it, and Flash, who has never been in a fight because he basically just discovered his powers? They just never really explain it. Wonder Woman, meanwhile, recruits Cyborg, who doesn't want to join, but does at least agree to help them locate the Mother Boxes. When his father is kidnapped from Star Labs, he agrees to help from a superhero standpoint. Aquaman joins up when Atlantis has been attacked by Steppenwolf. They rescue the kidnapped people from Star Labs, but the facility is flooded, and Aquaman shows up to help stem the flooding to allow the others to reach safety. Cyborg reveals that his father used the last Mother Box to rebuild his body after his accident. So Batman decides to resurrect Superman with the Mother Box despite Wonder Woman and Aquaman not agreeing with it. No, they explain that. That's like the only thing they explain in this movie. So Clark Kent is dug up and placed in the fluid that creates Doomsday, which, by the way, is also never explained. But we aren't going to talk about that movie, so they resurrected him with some weird Speed Force shenanigans, but Superman isn't himself and fights the Justice League, almost killing Batman in the process. Batman shows Lois Lane to Superman, and the two go to Smallville, where his memories come back. Steppenwolf uses this opportunity to grab the last Mother Box and heads to Russia. The League goes without Superman to stop him. They try, and while Cyborg tries to separate them, it goes poorly. Finally, Superman shows up and assists in evacuating civilians, you know, like Superman would do, and helps Cyborg separate the Mother Boxes. They defeat Steppenwolf, who is then probably teleported to Darkseid. Yeah, they don't really explain that either. Batman and Wonder Woman set up a base of operations with a room to expand, and Wonder Woman goes back into the public spotlight. The Flash gets a job at Central City's police department, and Cyborg explores his abilities with his father at Star Labs. Aquaman returns to Atlantis because that's the next movie, and Superman resumes his life. Oh, and there's a speed-off between Flash and Superman, and Slade Wilson meets up with Lex Luthor to form the Legion of Doom. They don't really explain it other than a league of their own, but there's no Madonna, so... I want to point out a few things that make no sense in the context of the DCEU. Let's start with Superman. First of all, the thing that made Superman Superman was death, so good for him, I guess. While he was dead, though, they talked about him like he was super great. Here's the thing. In Batman v Superman, everyone treated him as hostile, so it doesn't work. We completely ignored the destruction he caused in both Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. And apparently David Bowie and Prince are also superheroes. I knew it. Let's talk about women. First off, this movie spectacularly fails the Bechdel test. I'm all for character development, and I get that Martha and Lois are still grieving for Superman, but is that the only thing they have to talk about? These could be excellent characters who have lives outside of Superman, but nope, it's not allowed. And while we're on the subject of women, let's explore this we need sexy armor fetish filmmakers seem to have. Amazons and Wonder Woman look practical in their armor, like, I don't know, warriors? This film takes those great outfits and makes them skimpier because sex. And while that would be fine, it takes away from the practicality of the armor, which they spent half a movie in Wonder Woman explaining with all that training before the plot bus showed up. I'm still salty about it, okay? Although what's more badass than an Amazon warrior sharpening her goddamn sword with a rock when she's surrounded by billions of dollars of technology? Get on Wonder Woman's level, y'all. So here's an important question. Why does this movie not know what it is? No, seriously, the CGI is bad. They also play a rock song. I thought that was Suicide Squad's thing. Also, this movie is like 3 movies. You have the Steppenwolf movie, bad guy collecting shiny boxes and the heroes eventually stop him. You have the Batman movie, let's figure out what's going on, let's start a band of heroes and do stuff together, also this is me brooding because no one gets me. And then you have the Aquaman movie. I ain't gonna be part of your system. But then he is. It confuses the hell out of me, but at least we got the truest statement about Batman ever to come out of a superhero movie.
What are your superpowers again? I'm rich.
Also, can we talk about the dick measuring contest? Aquaman trying to outbrood Batman, Batman buying back Ma Kent's house because money penis, Flash and Superman racing each other to the West Coast, and these are just some of the more interesting examples that pay homage to the comics. Okay, so, let's talk about the Snyder Cut. Here's the thing. We know the Snyder Cut would not be as fun, so why can't we just leave it where it lies? Because all the fanboys of the Snyderverse, which I cannot believe I just called it that, want the broody, dark, edgy cut. Here's why Marvel is doing much better than DC. They have a movie with a raccoon who has a machine gun and a talking tree. They have fun. Even Winter Soldier and Civil War, which dealt with serious commentary of Big Brother and fighting your friends respectively, was still fun. It was still colorful. The only movie so far in the DCEU that comes even close to that is Wonder Woman. It's colorful, it's fun, and even in the other movies she appears in, Wonder Woman is usually the best part of the movie. Justice League is definitely no exception to this.
You know that if she kills you, we'll cover for her.
Why do I bring this up? Because Shazam looks colorful and fun. Billy Batson is a 10-year-old boy with superpowers, so let him be a 10-year-old boy with superpowers. Aquaman looks more serious, but it still looks like a step in a good direction, especially because Black Manta is a thing we saw in the San Diego Comic-Con trailer. Fun superhero movies are something we need right now, given the state of the world in terms of politics, environmental concerns, and how us darn millennials apparently can't get our shit together. Did I like Justice League? I thought it was a step in the right direction. It's not the best DCEU film, but it's definitely one of the better ones, and it gives me hope that DCEU might actually be learning that you can be fun. But next time we're looking at the stupidest Defender. We're going to be analyzing Iron Fist Season 1. There's not enough alcohol in the entire universe to help me get through that. So,